Sir Keir Starmer has broken his silence over new claims he broke COVID lockdown rules in 2020 by using a voice coach to improve his speeches. The Prime Minister is under growing pressure to address the claims made in a new book about his time as leader of the opposition. The book, first serialized at the weekend, claimed the PM found his acting guru Leonie Mellinger so important to his leadership he personally deemed her an essential worker so she could break work-from-home guidance and visit him at Labour Party headquarters. Amid demands for an independent inquiry into the claims, Sir Keir has now insisted he followed the rules. Ambushed by a question at his press conference with NATO chief Mark Rutte in Brussels, the PM was asked, "Did you break lockdown rules, Prime Minister?" A flustered Sir Keir hit back, "Of course not." Amid heckles from journalists about whether his voice coach constituted a key worker, the PM insisted all the rules were followed at all times before walking out of the room. His official spokesman refused to answer basic questions about the claims and said he could not say whether an independent inquiry would be launched. At lunchtime, the Conservative frontbencher Richard Holden blasted, "It's simply not good enough for the PM's spokesperson to try to dismiss, dodge and dissemble when faced with legitimate questions about whether the PM broke COVID rules." Sir Keir Starmer repeatedly claimed he'd followed all the rules and even promised to step down if he was found to have broken any. These revelations suggest he misled the public and disregarded the law while people across our country made immense sacrifices. With so many questions to answer, Sir Keir needs to come clean and appoint an independent investigator without delay now. Even his own spokesman is refusing to answer even the most basic of questions. The Tories added, Keir Starmer wrote to civil servants in July saying his government would be one of openness, of collaboration and transparency in everything we do. Yet today it seems he has ordered his civil service spokesperson to keep quiet. What is he hiding? COVID rules at the time mandated that non-essential workers should stay at home. However, the book claimed that Sir Keir considered his acting coach so important that he designated her an essential worker. The list of essential workers, however, was prescribed by the government and did not include acting coaches. In response to previous allegations he broke lockdown rules when enjoying a beer and curry with Labour Party staff during the pandemic, Sir Keir insisted people were entitled to expect that politicians would follow the same rules as everyone else. The idea I would casually break those rules is wrong, and frankly I don't believe those accusing me believe it themselves. They are just trying to feed cynicism to make the public believe all politicians are the same. I believe in honour, integrity and the principle that those who make the laws must follow them. And I believe politicians who undermine that principle undermine trust in politics, undermine our democracy and undermine Britain. Here is a summary of internet users' reactions. Cameron called us fruitcakes and nutters before losing his United Kingdom EU referendum. The politicians and EU MEPs only took note when Farage took 36 MEPs over to Brussels. People can say what they want, but both Labour and Tories have lost the respect and trust of the voter. Polls are only a guide. However, every day that Labour put another nail in their coffin is another day closer to a reform UK government. Read back the story. Towards the end it states, the list of essential workers however was prescribed by the government and did not include action coaches. But of course he read all and adhered to all as he states the rules. And I did read he states if he broke the rules he would resign ! Just saying. Kay Burley went to a birthday party which was against the rules and was fined and suspended for 6 months. BJ had a birthday cake and was forced to resign. Kay's attended an unlawful gathering in Durham and has now been found to have also mixed with someone he was not in regular contact with, also against the rules of lockdown. Result: I believe in honour, integrity and the principle that those who make the laws must follow them. And I believe politicians who undermine that principle undermine trust in politics, undermine our democracy and undermine Britain. What about these laws that allow the immediate deportation of illegals, gaining them a UK criminal record, and being barred from the country for life? Entering, or attempting to enter, the United Kingdom without permission, is a criminal offence. Section 24, 1a, Immigration Act 1971. Failing to provide a passport or immigration document on entry to the United Kingdom, is a criminal offence. Section 2 Asylum and Immigration Act 2004. I believe Starmer broke the rules in Durham but got away with the Durham police investigation because the Durham Police and Crime Commissioner also attended Partygate. It is my firm belief that he is a shyster. I lost my father in August 2020, and while Starmer had an actress come into his home, Because I had kidney cancer and classed as vulnerable, I could not see my father to say goodbye. I'm crying as right this man did wrong, he should go. Some of us always said that the sustained and malicious attack on Boris was a stage attack because it was one rule for him and another for Labour and was hypocritical. Perhaps Labour, in view of their leader's deceit and that of a Labour lady who professed not to be at a similar Labour drink-up only to appear in print with a pint in her hand, will admit the election was manipulated and should be rerun again now due to the manipulate dishonesty of Labour. Does anyone out there agree? Starmer has just made a statement saying, "There will no cover-up, no stone unturned, a full independent police investigation will be taken out." A spokesman for Durham Police said today our best men are on the case. As Starmer ate curry and swigged beer with a group of his workers, all without face masks, he was at the same time calling for stricter COVID restrictions. When our politicians gathered in their groups to eat curry or birthday cake, we were prevented from saying goodbye to our dying relatives. I wouldn't be all that bothered had he not been so insistent that if Boris Johnson had been found to have breached the lockdown rules, he should do the decent thing and resign. He said this several times. So is two-tier Keir now 2 rules Keir, 1 rule for others and another rule for him? Migrant 50 million fiddle. Growing up in the Midlands and my job is travelling all the streets of Brum. If you think this is a one-off, you're in LA land. There are street after street of new cars yet no one goes to work. This is fact. You can't stop it now as the means testing is done all on the inside by the same type of people. This is why as 28 years a Tory am reform for life. This is why all Labour councils are bust. This is why we pay lawyers millions in keeping these lot here. We are corrupt to the core. Give my kids a chance and vote reform. If I claim to have followed the correct procedures and rules for COVID at all times, then I, along with the vast, and I mean vast majority of the population, would be lying. Politicians and others think they are above the rest of us and can do as they like, and they do. So would it be Leonie Mellinger broke the lockdown rules, or would it be both of them? Of course he didn't respect lockdown rules. Curry and Durham, was it? Rayner was there, then she wasn't, then she was, plus a load of activists. He was at Lord Ali's flat most of the time during lockdowns. Wonder what he was doing there. Bet his wife was upset. Strange how Starmer always changes the rules so Starmer can follow the rules he has changed. Strange that. Two-tier, no idea Keir. If he had any backbone or decency whatsoever, he would accept and admit he was wrong to have used the services of a non-essential worker who visited him at home during lockdown against the rules the then government set out, and tender his resignation with immediate effect. Then again, we all know full well he hasn't a backbone or any decency at all. Aye, but the police say no offence was committed. It's amazing what a handshake and nod can do to change an outcome. Gate and now this. He keeps getting away with it. Boris got unbelievable criticism because someone gave him a piece of cake on his birthday. He did not even eat it as he was in a work meeting. I never had any for him in the first place. Why would then, QC quit a very lucrative job to go into a significantly lower paid job in politics, which at best pays less than half what he could have been earning? The only thing I can think of is he is in it for the power and control over other people's lives it gives him.